Hey YouTube, it's Michael from Asymmetrical Preparedness. So today I want to talk about power outages. What do you do when the power goes out? It could be just due to storms. It could be power outages like they're dealing with in New York City. I guess I don't know much about that, but or it could be an EMP. It could be whatever causes it. It could be a drunk driver hitting a power pole, knocking it down by your house. I don't know. Just what do you do when the power goes out? Are you ready for it? Can you still cook for your family? Can you still do the things that you need to do to get through life and exist? Feed yourself, get ready for work, go to work, whatever it is. Take care of your kids. Just do the things. So I want to start off with a funny story. I was in the military and I was on deployment. So my wife was home with the kids, and it was wintertime here in Pacific Northwest in Washington, so it was cold. I don't know what the reason was, but we lost power. So it went on for a little while, and it was starting to get cold. So my wife decided to go to Walmart, and while in Walmart, we're looking around, and she was looking at the space heaters. No kidding. She was looking at the space heaters until my oldest son said, Mom, those plug in, we don't have any power. And boy, she's like, oh yeah, So yeah, that was kind of funny. She just wasn't even thinking about it, We have a wood stove, so I think she just went home and started a fire in the wood stove, and it was all good. Or power was back by the time she got back. I don't know. I don't remember. It was just a funny story. But so, do you have the ability to cook? Do you have a gas stove? And if you have a gas stove, if you're in town, is it natural gas provided by the city or town? If so, is that still going to be running? Is that still going to be flowing? If you have the ability, either it's still flowing or you have a propane tank out back, like I do, and your stove won't start, well, the burner, the little starter is electric, so it won't start if there's no power. But all you need is a good old Bic. Turn the burner on just like normal, and light it with your Bic. There you go. Cook just like normal. That's what we have. So, and then also a wood stove. I can cook on the wood stove. I don't know what you have or what your ability is, but you can have a little Coleman camp stove. You can have one of those ones that folds out, the green ones that fold out and have a burner or two or three or more. You could cook on your grill, gas grill, charcoal grill, whatever. You can cook on those little camp stoves. They sell them. You see those little green propane bottles, like at Walmart and different places like that. They make little camp stoves that screw right on the top of that bottle. Turn it on, light it, bam, good to go. I have a good little backpacking one. I forget what it is, but it's a little tiny thing. It's like that big around, and it has these little arms that fold out. And you screw that at the top of the bottle, light it, and good to go. Or you can use those little little tabs, the little fuel tabs, or Sterno cans, canned fuel to cook with and stuff like that. Just some ideas. Do you have candles for light? Do you have flashlights? Do you have batteries for those flashlights? Have you checked your batteries? Are they good? Are they bad? Do they explode in the flashlight and all the batteries in it are dead and bad and your flashlight's messed up and won't work anymore? Do you have good quality flashlights? How about heat? Do you have ability to heat yourself? You can lose power. You can get different kinds of heaters you can get heaters that use those little propane bottles or other kind of propane heaters. You can get different kind of heaters if you don't have the ability for like availability or have a wood stove. So yeah, so there's heat is important, especially if it's wintertime. If you're losing power and it's really cold out, it depends on what area you live in, of course. Um, as well as the ability to cook food, very important. You got to be able to eat. Of course, we're kind of spoiled. That may be a first world problem because you don't have to cook your food. A lot of it, a lot of foods that are around, we have in our pantries or around available to us don't require food. You can open, a can of whatever, anything canned, and you can just eat it. So, if you're, a prepper like hopefully you are on this channel, just if you have to, if none of the stuff you have in your pantry is stuff you can eat without cooking it, well, then dip into your food storage. That's why we prep, for situations like that, or for worse situations. But, that's why we prep. So, yeah, heat, food, I don't know, do you have a backup power source for your router and for your phone so that you can still watch my YouTube videos? Just kidding. Yeah, so food, water, okay. What about water? Do you have a well? Is it, do you have the ability to have the well pump? Do you have a generator that can power the well pump? Are you on city water? If so, and power goes out, I would suggest those big bladders that go in the bathtub. As soon as it goes out, go to your bathtub, throw that thing in there, fill it up. Fill up every container you have before water pressure goes down. And then what about your toilets? Flushing your toilets takes water. It doesn't take anything else. It doesn't take power to flush toilets, which is good. It may take power for the sewage system and stuff like that to work and all that, but that's just, you don't have to worry about that short term. It's a short little power outage. One of the things you can do is also when you're flushing a toilet with water, you don't pour the water in the bowl where you go to the bathroom, because that won't do anything. It won't build enough pressure to actually flush it. So what you do is you fill up the tank in the back, just like it does itself every time after you flush, it refills back up, hit the handle and it flushes. Same thing. Just instead of having the system fill it up, you fill it up with water that you stored or you have on hand, hit the little flush button or the little handle, and the toilet will flush. It'll work just like when power is available. So yeah, so sanitation, bathing. You still have a bathtub. You have, if you have water, you can just pour water in the bathtub. Do you have a way to heat it up? Maybe, maybe not. You could use your alternate cooking sources. Put a big pot of water on, let it boil. Mix it with some other water so it's at least warm enough and you can bathe. So yeah, hygiene is important. You still got to take care of yourself. Cooking, heat, those are the vital things in life. When power goes out, you don't have to really worry about much. I don't know if it's ever happened to you and you just happen to notice how much simpler life is. And then, you may be bored at first and you're like, wow, what do we do? Oh my gosh, what do we do? No YouTube, no, we can't watch asymmetrical preparedness on YouTube. What do we do? I'm kidding, of course. You can't watch your shows, you can't go on the internet, stuff like that, you can't play video games, whatever. But come on, you get to sit and then you get to actually have real conversations with your family, God forbid. That's good. It's a good thing. Maybe you want to every once in a while go out and flip that main breaker yourself. Oops, we lost power. Now we have to sit around and play board games by candlelight. Come on, how cool is that? This is fun. Prepping is fun. If you're prepared for a situation like this, it's no big deal. You say, okay, power's out. Honey, I'll get the candles. You get the whatever. Or you're in the middle of a meal and power goes out. And you have an electric stove. All right. Hey, babe, power went out. Go grab the Coleman stove. Hook it up. Transfer your pans or pots or whatever you're cooking with over to it and keep going. If you're ready for stuff and if you have basic preps, then emergencies aren't emergencies, just like having an emergency fund with money. If you have an emergency fund, when an emergency comes up, it's not really an emergency. So, because you have the ability to pay for it, it's not that big of a deal. It's just, okay, you know, you have an emergency fund, then you never have emergencies. Because it comes out, something comes up, all right, go get the emergency fund, grab it, you know, pay for it, and go about your life. Just start building your emergency fund back up. Same with prepping. Power goes out and you got to use some of your food storage, or whatever situation happens, you got to use your food storage. Use it for the length of time you need to, and then get back on track and just start replacing the items you used, and then start building from there. So yeah, prep out of peace of mind, not out of fear, please. You know, this can be a fun journey. Prepping is fun. To me, it's a way of life. But don't be obsessed with it. You know, don't make it the only thing in life. Still enjoy life. Have fun. Do the fun things. So yeah, just think about other situations you may run into that you might need that may be different than my needs when the power goes out, and try to mitigate those situations. Try to have things that overcome those the situations that you might need to still do. If you have to get, you know, you're doing work, or you have to email off documents or something like that, you can have you can have back those portable power sources. You can have solar power chargers. You can have backup generator. You know, depending on your situation, if you own your house, if you're renting, if you live in the city, if you live in an apartment, if you live in your off-grid homestead, you know, no matter where you live, there's different things you can do to mitigate the things that interfere with your needs. So just think about that. I don't have all the answers. I just want you guys to think. That's why I don't want to sit here and just ramble on and tell you everything there is to know in life. I want to just enough to engage your minds and help you guys, you know, encourage that thought process, get the ball rolling. You guys think about what you might need. Your needs are totally different than mine. So if you like my videos, please subscribe, share them, get the word out. You know, go to other prepper channels, subscribe to them, spread the love. You know, just get out there and do the things. Hit the like button, please. Make some comments. I'll respond to your comments. And just have a good day. Stay positive. Be happy. And love you guys. Blessings.